The top Democratic presidential candidates will appear at a small Catholic college in New Hampshire tonight. St. Anselm is no stranger to the national spotlight. The campus has been hosting major political debates for decades. White House correspondent Mark Irons reports now from Manchester, New Hampshire. Mark.
Tracy, Democratic presidential hopefuls will debate here ahead of next week's primary vote in New Hampshire. St. Anselm was a Benedictine monk who followed a Benedictine rule. All who arrive as guests are to be welcomed like Christ. That rule is lived here, even when some guests' political views don't align with Catholic faith.
During an appearance at St. Anselm today, Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders went on the attack against President Trump.
Who is a racist, a sexist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, and a religious bigot.
This Benedictine college has been welcoming presidential candidates to campus for over 60 years. Everyone from JFK and Jesse Jackson to Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush.
We have become a major player in terms of hosting events, speakers, debates.
The school's president, Joseph Favaza, says part of the mission here is to create a space where students can engage with ideas, even when those ideas conflict with church teaching.
Reproductive rights are a constitutional right.
All the Democrats running for president support abortion. President Favaza says the college hears from Catholics all over the country who have concerns, but he reassures them
we cannot and do not promote any particular candidate at all.
We asked these Catholic students to weigh in. They all recently attended the March for Life in Washington, D.C., and in the Benedictine spirit of hospitality are excited to welcome Democrats here.
We do need to be open to listening to them and respecting their dignity as people, but still staying grounded in what we believe in. We don't support abortion. We're not going to support abortion. Jacob Halterman says he sees problems with both political parties and isn't planning to vote Republican or Democrat.
The Democrats, I think, are right on a lot of things when it comes to like healthcare and immigration. I'm not a fan of President Trump, but I appreciate what his policies have done for the pro-life movement, for the protection of the unborn.
Tim Holmes says he'll most likely vote for President Trump in 2020 because of his support for unborn babies. But he hopes pro-lifers will continue to have dialogue with those who have differing views.
How else are we going to affect change if both sides are so polarized that we're not going to even talk to each other? You know, who would Christ be if he did not invite people in who didn't agree with him?
Both Tim and Jacob are members of the college Knights of Columbus chapter, and they're both discerning a vocation to the Benedictines. Tim says St. Anselm College has changed his life.
I was never told that I was loved by God until I got here.
President Trump was here for the 2016 Republican primary debate as a candidate, and he'll return on Monday night here in Manchester, New Hampshire for a rally, and that's on the eve of Tuesday's primary election. Tracy.
White House correspondent Mark Irons. Thank you, Mark.